Hello, this is YE26, and I'm live streaming as I work on my notes from yesterday's call with Amin when I did an Emacs chat with him. I've gotten most of it sorted out. I spent 2 hours this morning editing the transcript to add the chapters in from the notes that I took during the call itself. Adjusting the timing, realigning things. So now I'm just getting everything ready to post. This is what the transcript looks like. It's, nice and neat. And one of the things I'm waiting for right now is archive.org. I want to include the videos. I want to upload the videos to archive.org so that people don't necessarily have to use YouTube in order to watch it. And in fact, this thing has just finished uploading, so I can add that now here. Let's see what I got here first. Let's add a link to my current blog post with everything. And that is, maybe I need to bring this up again first. Let's bring that up. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. Okay, one thing at a time. Step 1, include the video. This one, copy link. Video. And I need to say, watch. View it via the Internet Archive. Or download the transcript. Links. And this is a blog post that has notes already. And this is past tense now. I chatted with. And I don't need this. Okay, let's export it and see how it's going. And while I'm doing that, let me paste the it's not generating yet. Let's generate it. I have a lot of screenshots in this one. I have enabled lazy loading, so if you are watching it, you probably don't need to download 17 megabytes of screenshots right away. Let's see if it's available. Yeah, loads. Alright, it's got chapters. Do the chapters do the thing? I need captions. I want captions. Captions are wonderful. How did I do it before? When I used the Internet Archive. Seriously, I don't have an example here with the captions working. Okay, captions equals. Can I say let's see what happens if I do that. So my deal here is a video player. It would load the captions and then there would be links underneath it so that people can get all sorts of fun stuff. Jackson, hello to you too. Thank you for your nice kind words. Yes, it was a lot of fun, and I want to turn these things into text and screenshots so that people who don't necessarily have the patience or the time for an hour-long video can skim through it, or people who want to just grab a specific part can find that section. I've been really liking the timestamp notes that I've been taking, and I have a workflow now for transforming the wall clock time into offsets from the start of the stream. So that's what I used today. And let me make sure that those whoops, that didn't like it. Question mark. Okay, let's do this once more with feeling. And once I figure out what the actual markup is that I need, then I can just use that as a pattern going forward. One of the thing that I like about the YouTube video player is that it displays my chapters nicely. And actually, while I'm waiting for this, I should upload it to. Okay, so that's there now. Does the transcript show up? Captions? It's not showing up. Let's see what my markup turned out to. Track subtitle. Oh, it didn't. It didn't do the thing where it's supposed to translate everything. Okay, let's try that one. Okay, while I'm doing that, I can take the transcript and edit the one on YouTube so that people have lovely transcripts. Because why not? Okay, now I'm acting on the video. I press E from my Embark shortcut to open the video editing page. Yeah, Embark. And then I can say, hey, you know, these timestamps are no longer what I need. I can take this. I've indicated the chapters here with note comments. The VTT subtitle format allows you to add notes for comments, and I use that for a whole lot of things. And then I can say YouTube copy the chapters, I think. And then I can just take this whole list over here and replace that. That is not the chapters I want. Copy chapters. What did I say here? Section comments as chapters. Oh, I need to remove the directives first. Okay. Subed record mode. Setup. Okay, it's actually subed record setup. Alright. I should make that a permanent hook of mine. We'll get there. Okay, step 1. Get this working first. Comments as chapters. Step 2. Replace. Yes! Perfect. So now I have all my chapters are now accurate to the second because I've adjusted all of my times. And I can go in here and change my subtitles as well. Like auto-generated subtitles, ick. Edit, change this. No, I don't need to download it. I'm just going to change it to my new one. Proj. Emacs news. No, Emacs. EC21. VTT. Alright. So that's done. And then I can go back here and I can try to make my export do the right thing. Yeah! Okay, so now we have captions. Okay. Alright, so now we have captions. We have view it via the Internet Archive, watch and comment on YouTube, read the transcript online, and or download the transcript, or email me. Or email me your thoughts. Okay, so there's that. And really, you know, this email thing, I should probably make it so that it's a link that makes it easy to comment. Let's add it to do. Here I go again. I need to figure out why this is not loading. It's my stream inbox target. Is this already set to something useful? Yes, I just need to make sure. Inbox target. This stuff needs to happen before the stream inbox target happens. Stream inbox file happens. I guess it's just okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set this here. And I think what's happening also is this stuff gets like, I feel like I need a function instead, because I'm trying to like directly set this, but this might not actually be set yet. I will worry about that later. Refresh the variables. Okay. Where was I? I was here. I was going to say, I wanted to make this, make it easy to add a comment by email link to my blog posts. All right. So I want to have lovely transcripts with screenshots. I want to have the videos available in the Internet Archive, and I want to have them available on YouTube. I want to have the transcripts online as well as downloadable, like you can read them without having to switch to something and it'll be nicely formatted. And I want to have a way for people to contact me. And the reason is because I want to make it easier to get stuff out of people's heads and out of their interesting Emacs workflows and into a form that other people can learn from. Sometimes it's a little intimidating to think of putting together a full presentation, but if I can use these Emacs chats as a way to say, hey, show me some cool stuff that you're doing with Emacs, then it's easier to extract those clips and screenshots and share them along with all the text. So this is probably done now, and let's have a look at it. Yep, there's that. There's the video. It's got the captions in it. We can visit the various links, and they should do the right thing. Yes. Read the transcript online, download the transcript, or email me the thought that this is actually work. Let's go see. Yes. So the way that it normally works is instead of making everyone scroll through a very long transcript, I'm going to have it behind this details element, which is a collapsible HTML5 element. So people can click on it, or I think it's tabbable, like you can, except I have this like annoying thing. Okay, here we go. So you can expand it also using the keyboard. And then I have the different chapters in a modus accent color, just to make them slightly different. Maybe I can have the font size different too. Let's see what that looks like. To make the chapters more chaptery. Font size large. Larger? Oh yeah. Okay, how do we feel about that? That feels reasonable. Oh. Okay, something just happened. I have some JavaScript trying to be too smart. Why do I have some JavaScript? Oh, I do have JavaScript trying to be too smart. Okay. All right, that's not good. That is not good. Oh, it's because I say div classes captions here. No, I don't want to do that. I want to say div classes like the full. I'm using the captions class already for something else. Export. So captions export, transcript, full transcript. We'll just call it full transcript. Yeah. Here we go. Now he lowercases his name on his website. He uppercases his name other places. He uppercases his name over here too, so I can uppercase his name. Okay. All right, okay. So now I want the captions to do the right thing when I publish them. Copy just this post. And that probably means I need to republish prots 1 as well. Okay, so that's working now. And someday I'm going to figure out how to make it easier to pause. But that's a starting point. And I wanted to make the transcript heading font size larger. All right, here we go. Make CSS. Okay, so now it's big. Good. And oh yeah, and screenshots. Look at this. You can now have the screenshots right in the transcript. They're automatically included. And if I click on it, it will display it larger so you can see. Okay, that's slightly annoying. When you press back, it's still collapsed because it doesn't know. Because I'm open this manually. How do I tell it to remember? I probably can't tell it to remember. People are just going to have to be clever and use control click if they mean to open it in a new thing. It's either that or I can tell the image link to always open in a new tab, but I'm a little hesitant to do that because sometimes people really just do want to keep it there. Maybe. Why am I getting a call? Oh, excuse me. Alright, that was just the dentist confirming that I have an appointment with them. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we've got this, and I think, fine, we'll make the images show up in a separate window. That's like target blank, isn't it? And then I had to do something in order to... it's fine. Target blank. But yeah! Okay, where are we? We are copying it. We are there. Copy just this post. Alright. So by default, I'm keeping this in a collapsible thing so that when people scroll, if they're not super interested, they just get the overview and they can just scroll through that on the page faster. Because if you include a full transcript, it's like pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff. Maybe I should just have like a jump to the end of the transcript. I could do that. I could have a jump to the end. So this is like an A name, boop, A, and actually, this is actually not here. This is going to be in my details block. So basically, if there's an anchor that jumps into it, then I want a way to go to the end of it. Contents. So there's like a name is end of that. Okay. And that's over here. So if there's that, then I can say ahref skip and skip to end. Michael asks, has your streaming section of the Emacs config helped you take your stream notes more effectively? Yes, I'm really liking it because I can add chapter, like very rough chapter headings within, maybe within a few minutes of the stream ending. And I hate having a long video that doesn't have a quick way to go back into it. And having detailed chapter notes makes it easy for me to say, oh yeah, this is what we talked about. So usually, I say usually, but I've only just started doing this. Anyway, I will mute myself using the hardware mic, and then I will tap on my keyboard and type in a chapter note every time I notice something different. So for example, if we're doing this right now, right? We're here, we're logging in. I might say, okay, OT is my abrev. I actually have it as both an abrev and a YA snippet. So whether I press space or tab, it will expand to the same thing. And that inserts a timestamped note. So I can adjust it further. I can say we actually started talking about this a minute ago. I used to have seconds in here as well, but then I realized that between my reaction time, my reaction time is not all that good anyway, so maybe I should put it back. It's but also it's the second parts are not supported by org mode, so it's like, okay, fine, I'll just use minutes for now. And then I might say, okay, timestamp notes, go here. All right. So then in my workflows, after that, I now have this Sasha stream or convert timestamps. Actually, let me make this let me add an elist link here so that this is easier to run. So if I download if I use Emacs Lisp to get my streaming data automatically from YouTube, it has the start of the stream as an ISO date time, so that I can actually calculate the offset from this time to my stream start. So after the call, I might go through all these timestamp notes, and then I can say, I think I can say Sasha stream or convert timestamps. I've never done it live, so let's see if it works. Oh, look at that! It changes to the offset of the time. Sorry, the offset from the start of the stream. If I use the stream video instead of my local recording, then I can be sure that this matches the timestamps from the stream. Of course, there's still a little bit of adjustment involved. So this turns into minutes, seconds. But since the seconds is based on the offset and I'm not capturing seconds on the way in, then it was too much precision. So then I just take this sort of thing, and then I go to the VTT, and I have another function that lets me insert all of these chapter recordings based on those times. Yeah, and I'll show you that in a bit, because I really this is so cool. I started using it yesterday for this Emacs chat with Amin, which is great because I first wrote it for this other chat with John Wigley, which I have yet to fully redact and share, because he was showing us how he was using org mode, so it has a lot of private stuff that I'm blacking out with rectangles, for which I also have an Emacs workflow. But anyway, so this stuff over here, and let me see. I think this is actually the same session. I had. I'll show this to you later. Actually, what was I? Maybe I can show it to you now. Let me just check in my changes so that it is before pretty good. All set to go. Okay, so we're here. I was exporting this so people can look at it. Probably it's fine. Okay, so here's my workflow now. After a session, I use YouTube DLP, YT DLP. So it's basically this bin process stream. And what it does is it downloads the file, so it downloads the video file. It runs WhisperX with diarization so that it can identify speakers, right? And it makes this text file. It actually doesn't make this particular text file. I've already edited this one, but let me see if I can walk my way to a previous version of this. All right, this is the one that I wanted. Yeah. This is backup walker, by the way. No, not that one. I want the next version, this one. Okay, so this is what the raw text file looks like after the transcription is done with it. There are speaker tags. There's like misrecognized text all over the place. Oops. Some unspecified program for downloading the video. It's my video. I don't like clicking on things. Anyway, so then I need to take this and I need to add the speaker names to it, and I need to fix things. Here's what I do. I can replace all of these. For example, replace string. Actually, let's see if this one. Oh, it doesn't like this one. Let's say this temporarily because so that I don't overwrite all my lovely stuff. Actually, semicolon over here. I'll fix the common errors from it later. Okay, so here I'm using substitute. Control semicolon is what I've found to substitute something across the buffer. Why don't I have keycast mode on? I should have keycast mode on. You know what? My header line format has changed. Header line format. Oh yeah, okay. That's showing up over there. Okay, it's just showing up over there. All right, here we go. So that's substitute target in buffer. For some reason, it's showing up on the opposite side. That's fine. Okay, so I'm saying, okay, this is me. This is Sasha. And then this stuff over here is Amin. And then sometimes there are other speaker thingies here. So this is also Amin. All right. But I don't necessarily, so a couple of things. I like this text file versus the VTT file because the VTT file that it makes, I'll show it to you. I'll show you the old version so you can see what I'm talking about. Again, backup walker lets me fetch the previous version. Oh, I don't have the previous version out of this. Fine. Okay. Anyway, the text file is easier for me to look at because it's got one line per utterance. But I don't want all of these repeated speaker tags, so I now have a subed duplicate, subed remove duplicate speakers. Actually, let's do that from the beginning, shall we? Okay. And what that does is it removes all of the speaker tags that are the same, right? So, for example, saying Sasha, Amin, it removes all of those ones. And then I have one that kind of wraps each line so that it's roughly within 55 characters. It's 50, yeah, set fill column. If I set fill column to 55, and then I can say subed fill the subtitles. Okay, so this is what it does. Then I'm just going to double check that I've got my VTT file saved. It's checked in. Yep. Okay. So I have a text file here. I can edit this right there, and I've got some common edits, in fact, that I like to do. So, you know, .config. Let me show you. Before I do that, so when you do like this, just a speech recognition, they're never going to use Emacs key binding conventions. So it's like, oh, my control X is, you know, control C and all that stuff. So I have this subed fix common errors, which fixes some capitalizations, does some other things, and I think now, I want to do it like automatically. Do I have a thing that says, yeah, do it until the end? You know what? I'll just go through it. Oh, okay. I have a fix common errors from start. Fix common errors. Why is it not interactive? It should be interactive. There you go. Fix common errors from start. So then it just tries to do some very simple text replacements. Then I can use substitute to fix other things like pret is not pret, it's prot, and so forth. Okay. So I think, yeah, see, so it changes things like control C, at least that I know about. And of course there are more, so you would say, okay, this is Control X, and my code right now saves those as replacements for the common errors also. All right, so now that I have something like that, then I will fill the subtitles so that it's split on the different lines, and then I get to show you this thing where if you use subed align, and you specify the audio file or video file that you're using, and you tell it I want to convert it to a VTT, it uses the Aeneas here, let me show you, Aeneas Read Beyond forced alignment tool to figure out the timestamps. It gets most of them right. It takes a little bit of time to analyze it, especially since it's an RLOG thing, but the idea there is it takes the text and it comes out with this VTT, this subtitle file that has the times for it. And if you show the, if you show the current, oh, it's because I need to tell it which file to look at here. So subed will load the MP4 and it's synchronized, so I can say, here we go. Let's have that over here. Okay, so I can turn off looping so I can jump to different things. And then what I can do is, let's say for example, I've got let's show you the older version of this. Where's my older version that has, I think I had auto commit on this one, don't I? Yeah, I do. So if I look at my maggot status in this one, in live.org, let me find an older version that actually has the timestamps I am looking for here. I don't have an old version with the timestamps. Let's see if my thing has it. Let me think. I need to find my version of this that had all those chapters before. This was on Thursday, wasn't it? No, this is Monday. Monday 14:00 something. Do I have I don't have fine, we're just going to pretend that I had a good timestamp. See if my kill ring has anything. I deleted my timestamps because I was like, oh, I'm done with them already. Yeah, Monday. Okay, I don't have those timestamps now. Anyway, if I did have those timestamps, I already showed you how I would use Sasha stream or convert timestamps to convert them into the stream offsets. So you're just going to have to pretend that I've just done that with the actual data as well. And then I can take this, let's use the current chapters that I have, for example. So I take this list, and we'll pretend that this is the stuff that I've just gotten out of my convert timestamp thingamajiggy. I take this list of timestamps into the video, and this VTT file, which does not have any of that lovely stuff, it's just raw transcript, and I say subed VTT insert chapter comments. There is an insert chapter comments based on clock, but here I already have translated it into subtitle offsets, so I can just say insert chapter comments. I paste in my chapter list, and then it adds those notes. So that's all good. Then after that, I would go through each of the notes. So each of the chapters, I want to make sure that it starts reasonably close to where it is, and for that, I have a skim subed MPV VTT skim subtitles with comments. And what that does is it just plays 1 second from each chapter. So this one, for example, this is like not. Actually, I'm not even saying that. Let's just go straight to let me do the thing here. And if I shift left click on the waveform, it lets me change the starting timestamp as well as adjust the ending timestamp with the previous subtitle. So going back to skimming the subtitles. So yeah, I can say, this is just text, right? So I can say that aside, and I would then go through this and change all of these. So then I have timestamp. I can adjust the times, and then I'll have chapters that actually start when they're supposed to. Because I'm taking those timestamps, timestamps notes while someone is speaking, and my starting point might be a little bit earlier than the actual thing. Sometimes I'll need to cut the chapter note and put it a little bit later. So for example, I might say, oh, this is actually going to be here instead, or aspect. He said aspect, so if I use the exact words or I remember the kinds of words he was using, then I can use Control S, which is just your garden variety iSearch, to go find that specific text. So that's an easy way to put the chapter at the right place. And then, once I've got the chapters in the right place, then I want to make sure that at least every time it changes speaker, those times are correct also. Yes, hang on a sec. Okay, I gotta do kid things for like 5 minutes. I'll be back. Yeah, see? I just don't want you on the street because privacy. I think I'm back. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I can skim the speaker changes. Like that one. That one is like not. Yeah. So I want this start to be roughly close to it. So I just skim. Actually, I can navigate. So here, for example, and again, same thing. I can just use Control S to go back and forth. I can skim. And so forth. So then I've gotten the timing of the speaker changes all right, and then I like to save the screenshots, and I'll show you how I handle the screenshots. But I'll go back to my edited one because that one has all like the nice corrections and stuff like that. Okay, screenshots. So when you're reading the transcript, I want to make it easier for you to follow along without necessarily having to play the video. The video is great for showing some things, but sometimes, a screenshot is enough to give you the idea. So I can jump to part of the video with MetaJ, and let me bring the video up here also so you can see it. Actually, let's make sure this is the right MPV associated with that one. So once I find the time that I'd like to have as the thing, Then I can say, maybe this one over here. Okay, then I can say, here, let me demonstrate this. Let me remove this screenshot first. And let's say this is the one that I want to include as a screenshot. So then I can say screenshot. Let's see. As I sub and record, save screenshot to chapter start. And what that does is it uses MPV to take a screenshot, and then it puts the screenshot under the note comment before this. So that's where the thing will get inserted. It saves the file name reference as well as the time. So that way, it if I want to regenerate the screenshot, let's say for example, if I want to crop it, then I can do that easily. I can regenerate it from the video itself. My export code reads those directives and includes those images right there. So, and I'll restore the old one just so I don't have to have different files. I can even crop things. So for example, if I say here, the arrow is really, really small. So it's not going to be very visible if I just include the whole screenshot. I want to crop it to that position. And the way that I do that is taking advantage of Emacs's image mode. If you say FFAP, that means find file at point, it opens the thing in a different, it opens the image, yes, it works for image files. If I have my VTT set up on one side and the thing on the other side, I've actually set up a custom key binding. It's actually a mouse binding, but we use the same key binding setup for it. So I can click on this and the coordinates are copied over to my kill ring and also displayed over here. So for example, if I want to say this little up arrow, actually we're looking for the little down arrow here. So I want to crop it from hereabouts. Let's pretend I haven't done that yet. So it's from there to about here. And then when it gets exported, and I'll show you the export in a little bit, but let's say this is a little down arrow. If I regenerate the screenshot, because that's not automatically done. Let me think first. Oh, you know what I need to do? Is this actually, hang on a second, did okay. Let's redo this. Step 1. Let's do it without the crop, regenerate the screenshot. Okay, we're here. Then I say find file from this part over here, 8865 to about this part over here. That's it. I'm hoping this is still scaled. Let's try regenerating that screenshot. Huh. Maybe my thing is no longer doing the scaling that I expected it to do. Debugging time! Great. It's okay. Regenerate the screenshot. Okay, let's see if the numbers make sense. Step 1. Does this make sense? 2, 4, yes. Does this make sense? About this much. 4861 to 343. 316. Let's do a little bit of time. Screenshot. Crop. Let's see if we can get it roughly in the right area. That's X, that's Y, that makes sense. How about here? Can I crop it to there? Regenerate that screenshot. Okay, so this is good, but it's a little bit off. So maybe I'll just change this to 750. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, now we're talking. And we don't need as much X, I think. Let's make that a little smaller. It's so tiny. But we don't need as much Y either. We can probably make this like 800. Oh, too far. Too far. Okay, close enough. Maybe 850. Yeah, okay, that's good. And now I want a little top arrow. Did I get the coordinates right for this one? Let's find out. Michael says, it is really wild what you can make Emacs do. I don't know if any other program could do this and be your code editor, etc. I don't know if any subtitling program can do this and be whatever, right? It's a lot of fun. Okay, let's give this... Oh, wait a minute. I need to find this one. I was like, why is my screen black? Okay. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. So what number was this previously? Regenerate. Like a subtitle editor that will also let you extract the screenshots and then export it to your HTML and possibly someday a PDF workflow. It's like, what kind of craziness is that? Maybe we'll start at the end. I guess that really is how far it goes. Okay, all right, 37. It's like tiny. Okay, let's see if I can. Oh, now that I know this is, we can just. Okay, so now this part is really cool. In my post, all I have is just a custom org mode link that says, all right, my chapters, get them from this VTT file and get my captions from this VTT file as well. And in fact, since I'm using this sort of structure a lot, I might actually end up turning this into, an org mode custom link that just says, here's my ID for the Emacs chat, and do all of this stuff. Put in the video, put in the links to view it to various places, get the information from the properties, include the chapters, include the transcript, include the chat, and so on and so forth. Well, let's assign custom ID so that my table of contents is... Anyway, when I export this then, and while I wait for that to export, I will also read out that Jackson said, I liked his minimalist slideshow tool, form feed slides, FFS, simplicity keeps attention on what matters. And Michael said, very cool stuff. It's one of the things that really makes me want to go from Doom to my own config, so I understand things enough to think up a workflow like this. And you can do this even with Doom Emacs. I recently read through Ticosaur's Doom Emacs config, and that's like got layers and layers on top of Doom Emacs, of doing more awesome things even on top of that. So it is possible to extensively customize Emacs beyond Doom Emacs on top of that framework. But yes, definitely going into how things work gives you all sorts of ideas, because now you're like, oh, I can take this piece of that and break that open and take that piece of that and smush them together into my workflow. And Michael says, yeah, there's a Toding video titled something like Emacs is annoyingly useful. I think it isn't annoying at all. I think it's just super useful. But you probably are not terribly surprised that I'm an Emacs fangirl. Okay, so it's probably done. Let's go see. Now I expect my transcript, to have this is like indicate like the boundaries visually. Here we go. Look at that. It's cropped. It's easier to see. Yes. So that's just all out of this like one line of captions, and it's doing the thing. Oh, that one also needs to be cropped. Let's go regenerate that image. Let's go regenerate that image. Which one is this one? This one is over here. Regenerate this screenshot over here. And this one over here. But of course, let's actually confirm that we are looking at the right thing. Yes, we are. All right. So maybe I just had a brain hiccup when I was doing those particular. Oh, look at that! It's doing the thing. I feel like I should have a little bit more X in here so that you can see. You know what? I will divide this horizontally. Find this screenshot in that one. A bit more, I think. And I don't have to click with the mouse to go change these cropping thingies. So I was doing this previously in Inkscape, and it is not fun. I mean, it's okay, but it's not as amazing as it is to do it in Emacs. So now this one, for example, I can say show me a shot 13, and it's got, you know, it's got just the details I wanted. Did I have any other screenshot crops anywhere else? No, that's it. That's it. Okay. So if I re-export, I actually just need to copy the changed files over. So I think once I've done that, I think I do still need to wait for it to be processed by my static site generator. But we are making progress because now we have So if we search for the down arrow, yeah, look at that. We are focusing on just, see, isn't this a lot more useful than just a plain transcript? Or just being able to, I mean, you can click on things to listen to them, but it's got stuff. And you can also go, of course, to his full configuration, which is over here in this Bandali's GNU Emacs configuration. So you can copy and paste things. And I thought about extending this so that I could maybe include a no web reference, and then it gets pulled in automatically from elsewhere, maybe a commented out or no export section in the org file, so I could reproduce parts of it. But screenshots are easy enough to work with. Then, you know, it's possible for me to look into, say, okay, I might specify the alt so that people can, like, if they don't have images enabled right now, the alt should have, see, the image from video at the time. So if you don't have images enabled, you can still index into the video if you really wanted to. But yeah, it's there. Should we add one for? Oh yeah, I don't need a separate one for there because it's already included in the previous screenshot. Anyhow, transcript with pictures. I'm so tickled pink. How is my so Michael asks, is my static site generator just using org export, or did you tie it to a framework? Well, I'm using the 11T static site generator because I first tried using Hugo, but I can't wrap my mind around Haskell as well as JavaScript and Python while also keeping, like, you know, the majority of my brain for kid stuff. So JavaScript is because I'm used to that. And 11T is JavaScript based, so it's easy for me to work with as templates. But it really just takes the HTML. It's, you know, it's as HTML as it gets. Plus a little bit of extra JavaScript for helping generate things like the RSS feeds and whatever. So the heavy lifting is actually done, at least in terms of the captions. It's actually done by my org captions export, which also it just calls org captions format. I think the reason I broke this out was just to make it slightly easier to test, and that does the formatting of this transcript nicely, including the, hey, you know, if you're in a wide screen, let's move the names out into the left column to make them easier to see. Yes. And then it's as much as possible I try to export just straight HTML, because then if I export this as an HTML file, which I sometimes do. Let's say, for example, here we are, transcript. Control CESHO. Look, it's a web page. It looks like my site, but it's not on my site. And then it allows me to test all of this stuff without necessarily waiting for it to go up to my website. And I don't have, why don't I have the times on this? I should have the times on the other one. That's interesting. Audio time. Oh, you know what? It's because I don't have position relative on this. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I need my HTML export to have slightly more styling because I'm not in, that's interesting. Full transcript? What is it called? Why is it pretty on my side and not on the other side? Okay. Anyway, while I'm thinking about that, I wanted to actually publish them to my blog so y'all can all enjoy it. And Jackson says, Soring has another video called "Removing the Semicolon from the C Language." So annoying, so random. It's fun when people kind of play around with stuff. It's not all like serious how to optimize your your productivity and do things seriously all the time. Like someone else recommended Q as a Twitch live streamer who plays with Emacs too, and one of the videos that I saw was how Q was hooking into the Twitch messages to measure how biblical something was based on the word frequency of like words in the Bible, and then rating incoming messages based on how much they were using words from the Bible versus not. And just like that's a nice thing about coding and Emacs and whatnot, is you can play with these ideas and say, hey, what if what if you could do that, right? And this is to touch on our recent topic also, with Chris Swellens saying he's going to leave Emacs for Vim because he can vibe code most of the stuff that he wanted to, and he doesn't need to have it in Emacs anymore because he can have it in custom applications running on the running on the operating system. The Emacs becomes really it's like an interface toolkit for strange ideas. And if people can hack those ideas elsewhere, then more power to them. I'm looking forward to seeing what people will do with that kind of ability to tinker with other applications that might have been too difficult to tinker with before because you had to learn so much. And now they can just say, oh, I got this crazy idea. Let's go see how we can make it happen, or how we can get one step closer to it. Anyway, so Chris, null program. I like things that he's made, like he made this web server that can run inside Emacs, and therefore makes it possible to do some other things that he made, which was like impatient mode is a way to share your buffer from Emacs so that other people can look at it while you're making changes to it in real time. They can see, I think it's all font locked and everything too, because it just translates what you have in your buffer to HTML. And he had other things like Skewer, which injects JavaScript into your browser so that you can control some of it with Emacs, or you can have it refresh automatically whenever you save something, or you could run things from Emacs like execute CSS or JavaScript and have it work in your browser. And some of these things I can use Firefox with SpoofFox for now, but just having all these crazy ideas that turn out to be surprisingly it's quite, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, and wouldn't it be fun if, and then sometimes you have surprisingly useful things that can come out of it as well. So bringing it all the way back around to stream notes, I have been adding a whole bunch of stuff to my configuration under the streaming section, because I'm finding this live streaming is a good way to brain dump a whole bunch of things really quickly. And and learn from people's comments, things that I would not have come across or not have thought of. And yeah, it's a I just keep adding more and more ideas to this as I go through it. Like one of the ideas that I'm playing around with now, I want to get the chats from YouTube into Emacs, because then I can save them with the timestamps on them, which would be nice because it's sort of like chapters too, right? It gives you data on what is interesting. But also it would be nice to then be able to route it to other places like IRC or Etherpad or wherever else, or go the other way around, takes the information from IRC, take the messages from there, and then put it in the chat, which I think is possible because I can send a message from Emacs. So like for example, if I say show string, change topic, the social stream ninja. Oh yeah, this hasn't been updated yet. Okay, my QR code is very big because I haven't actually tangled the code that does this yet. Show string. Where's my show string? Okay, here we are. No, not that one. This one over here. No, still not that one. One of these things has it. Okay, show string. It's not doing anything. I thought I have it set up to propertize that. That is strange. Okay. You know what I need to do here is I need to not remap the default to that. Fine, I won't center it first then. Be that way. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. Okay. So, it theoretically, but isn't. Why is it not doing that? It should have theoretically also posted it to the chat. And so now I get to see why isn't it showing it in the chat. I have, is this true? Haha, it is nil. That should be true. Why is that not? Okay, don't panic. Stream or video mode. Sorry for the flash of white, everyone who's watching with dark mode in the middle of the night. Anyway, now that I'm here, tinker with... It didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? Toggle debug on error. You get to see live debugging. It's great. Show string. Okay, tinkering with social stream ninja. Here we go. I expected it to show up over there, which it didn't. Is it because my Sasha stream or whatever? Okay, that's T now, so it should have sent it. Social stream. So next step is to check whether this actually still works. Social stream, Sasha's social stream. Send. Is it a hello world? Oh, that worked. So it's my show stream, Sasha stream show string hook. So then if I Sasha stream show stream, what does it? It didn't send it. Is it calling my hook? Step 1, is my hook set? So a hook, for the people who are new to Emacs Lisp, is basically a list of functions that can be called at different places where somebody has decided to call them. And these functions might have arguments if they're designed that way, or they might not have any. But it all depends on the thing that that calls it here. So show string hook should have called it. Let's find out what is needed to make that work. I expect it to show up in the stream. So here we just set it up. We insert the text, we insert the QR code. That didn't do it. Fine, let's double check our hook. Fine. We're going to start looking at our hook to see whether it's doing the right thing. Instead of this anonymous lambda, let's call it something. Sasha stream announce on social stream. It takes a text. And that way we can say, I want to see when that happens. If I debug it with Control U, Control Meta X, then when I say show the string, yeah. Ah, wait a minute. Why is this not? How did this? Okay. For some reason that is not true, but it should be true. It's not truing. Do I not have my... I guess I don't? Okay, now I do? Oh wait, I accidentally did it twice. Okay, now it's true. Yeah, finally! Line numbers make this weird. Maybe my height is weird. Okay. Let's fiddle with this some more. Instead of saying height 100, this is another test. Yeah, okay. Now we're talking. And then I want that other text bigger. Window font width. How do I? It's like I need to make this a lot larger. With temp buffer here. Is this where I can set my default face thingy? This face map. Okay, so I want to center it with my face having the height of char height. Okay. More testing! Oops. Okay. How do we actually set faces here? Properties. Yes. Height. I want the height. Oh, is it not actually a height thingy? I used to have this somewhere. Do I have... a copy of this in my version control? What happened to my Emacs? It kind of froze. Kill all... actually user 2, it tends to be good for... Well, that's interesting. 3150. Fine. Kill user 2 1132619. Okay, here we go. So sending it a user 2 signal is a good way to get yourself back. And it was unhappy about something. I was trying to find out whether I have a car height copy of this. already. I always have to look up how to use properties with properties. Right? Even manual, text properties, face. Yeah, I'm supposed to have done that. What exactly was my message? Backtrace. Let's trigger it again. Wrong type argument, character P, height. Propertize, make string. Message, propertize. Hello, face. Can I do that? Can I do insert? Okay. Okay. Which part here is it unhappy about? Ooh. Okay, we're deleting. Yeah, we're getting the text. We're getting the maximum height that it needs. That's not actually what I want. But I'll get to that later. Oh, wait a minute. I'm propertizing it both ways. I don't need to do that. So I need to do that here, maybe? Okay, it's very large. That is what I wanted. Progress. This is some text with multiple lines. That is not what I wanted. What's going on? Okay. This is some text with multiple lines. I need to insert the propertized text. Check. I need to... When it was just one, it looked like it worked. This is some text with multiple lines. Okay, we got split, we got reverse, we've got multiple lengths. We calculate the height of the biggest one. This car width thing, it looks like it's maybe not what I want. You know what I need to do is I need to insert maybe some text. And maybe I need to have like window excursion. Switch to buffer, current buffer, erase. It's like I need to get the width of something. There's actually probably a pixel width thing, isn't there? Window text pixel size? No, pixel width. String pixel width. Okay, maybe I can string pixel width up the formatted text. String pixel width. Propertize A with a face of height, car height. Belt and suspenders for face remapping, and we are getting that. I just want the width of the text so I know how to center it. Let's see if it calculates it correctly. I press H to jump to this part in my okay, that seems more likely. Yes, I only have 27 columns to work with. Let's go. Yeah, it's centered! Roughly centered. Looks fine. I'm not even going to try to... Maybe I can try to center the QR code. Let me think. How do I center the QR code? Should we get super fancy and try to center the QR code? Okay, QR code. So, the QR code face. We need to say, let me think here. So the width of this QR code width is, let's use our new string pixel width. Oh, we also need to say, okay, this is our QR code. QR encode format. It's probably got new lines in it and stuff. And then our QR code is the string width. You know what, we're going to split the string. And then we can get in separate lines, right? Because we're going to split it by new line. And then we're going to take this pixel width of the first line QR code. Yeah. And then we are going to, oh, but we need to propertize each of those lines. So let's propertize this here first. And then if we're lucky, it will give us map concat of the QR code. I want to have each line be prepended by the spacing, and then it's followed by the line. So that's cool. And that needs to be all be joined by new lines. Okay. And this is also the spacing. Then I need to calculate the spacing. Spacing is a make string of length. It's the length of the QR code, the first one at least, minus this, it's the width of the thing. How many columns do we have? How many columns do we have? We have this window body width. You know, I need to have this be a way to just calculate. Well, actually, maybe I can I just say string pixel width? That maybe I can just say divide this width by the QR code width. Sure. But we only need half of it. And we need a space, which is actually like a question mark slash and then a space. We escape it, and then we can include that. Let's see what happens. Oh, I didn't like that because I have a parentheses missing somewhere. Trying to center the QR code. He didn't like that at all. Let's find out. Okay, so we've got our QR code. have a width. Oh, we don't need a full thing as a width. We just need the first character. Propertize place as face of inherit. Someday I'm going to actually remember how to use breakpoints. Recently centered. Probably-ish. Good enough. Yeah. Already awesome. Okay, so that works, but it didn't send it to the stream. So what if we just say replace regex in string, replace one or more of these with space. So we're removing new lines. Is my stream or video? Oh, it keeps getting set to nil. Why is that? Now it is slightly unhappy. Why is that? Oh, it's because it's trying to capture it. I really should figure out, okay. Why my mode variable is not doing the right thing. Okay, now it is. So then, now it's unhappy. That's because it's trying to do a blog store. Oh, it's trying to get the thing from my L. And now I've managed to hang something. What did I do this time? Okay, here we go. So the tricky part over here, the next tricky part at least, is that I'm trying to capture this. Whenever I announce something in using this function, I wanted to announce it using the page, but I also wanted to save a timestamp to my word capture thingy. And that is this one over here, where we have %u, %i initial, and %question mark. So there really shouldn't have been a store link. No. Let's do that first. Let's get out of this thing. And so what's happening here is this or blog store is not happy about this or collect keywords. I don't understand why it's not happy, because I think It should be able to parse that buffer, but it's not. However, I do not want it to make this fail. And really, it should have assigned this beforehand. And this thing is, it should have sent it. Let's make sure this actually gets done first. Oh, it's nilled again. Why did it nil? I don't understand. We're here. It keeps getting set to nothing. Sasha stream. Okay. This is a test. Yeah, it's not letting me. Am I not understanding this global mode thing? Sasha stream or video. Global mode. Am I not declaring this global mode correctly? Why do I have defined minor mode instead of a defined globalized minor mode? Okay. All right. This is what I've been doing wrong. It's a minor mode. It's not supposed to be minor mode. It's supposed to be everything. Okay. How do I use define globalized minor mode? Okay. Define globalized minor mode. Well, that was a silly error. I meant to have this global minor mode, of course, because I'm on screen for the whole thing and not just one specific buffer. But anyway, we don't need this, and we don't. Oh, there's actually, maybe I can I just say global T? Okay, define minor mode global T. Ah. Okay, let's go. Eval buffer. I was missing a global T keyword. I value. Okay. Now do I have it be the right thing in all the different places? Global value. Yes, global value is T. Okay. So now if I show this thing, this is another test. Yes, finally we have. Yeah, okay, finally. So what I was missing was I was just missing the global T. And now we have it display the string, and we have it display a QR code, and we have it post a message in the thing, and we have it probably log log one of the timestamps over here in my very long list of timestamps. Which if I wanted to, I could convert into offsets using convert this. See? Pretty cool. I have been doing this for 1 hour and 27 minutes. Do I want seconds back in here? If I put seconds, then sometimes I have to move things up a little bit in the chapters, which I suppose is not bad. It's not too hard. Like, I'll leave it rounded off, because then people know it's imprecise, and then when I have better timestamps, they can see that. Anyhow, where was I? Oh, now I have lots of repository changes that I haven't submitted. Magit list repositories. Magit list repositories looks over the repositories and tells you which ones have uncommitted changes. And I modified this actually. So my Magit repo list columns says I want flagged to be there, but I don't want to hear about. Actually, I don't necessarily want to hear about unstaged files. I only want to hear about I don't want to hear about untracked files. I want to hear about unstaged files. So that's good. That is what I want. And I also want the actual Magit directories. Is handled by this project link. So I have a macro called sasha.org project link, which uses org link set parameters to set up project links, but also it adds things to the Magit repository directories so that I can list them here. And I have a bunch of things which I have not committed, which I should, so everybody else gets to explore. All right, so here I need to say that this supports redaction. Add support for crop. Actually, just say support. What is this called? Crop and redact. New variable. Crop and redact. Oh, this is actually format reduction. It just draws boxes. The video version lets you specify timestamps so that you can say from this time to this time, draw these boxes. Alright, let's push that. And now I see that one's done. Very good. I've actually modified something here. Oh, I'm going to check. Region is specified. Outlook check for region. Okay. Alright, I have... Look, I'm committing code. Subed record. Ooh. What have I been adding to this? I can remove directives. That's handy. That way, all of the screenshot things don't show up in the chapters. And a couple of other changes. Trim direct. Oh yeah, you can like if you have the word data loaded, you can press Control Space to start to mark the beginning region and then end that, and then you can trim based on the word data in the region, which is interesting. New command. Can I split this? I can probably split this. Magit split. No, that's not it. Oh, it's called like I want to unstage this part. So let me unstage that and I stage only this part. Trim by word data. And then this one is new stuff. What happened? Where did my changes go? Okay, I'm totally not panicking. Where did my changes go? Oh, that's how we config. That's not what I wanted. We're still looking at submit record. Screenshot. Okay, it's still here. Whew. Michael says, between the Emacs newbie stuff in the wiki and the mastering Emacs and Prots ELS books, I have a lot of ground to eventually cover. I just have to pick my battles as far as starting a config. Yeah, it's definitely a gradual process. Did I? Oh yeah, so I did accidentally do this. Okay, now let me edit this. So let me see. I need to amend this one. I need to unstage this part. How do I unstage? Measure unstage part of a commit. Amend. Okay. Huh. Okay, so you press here and you go here and you press U to unstage it. It doesn't want to do that. Unstage the whole thing? Yes. And then I'm a little confused. Okay, so we've unstaged the whole thing. But I want to put this part back. Okay, so now I can extend the previous one. Perfect. Okay. That is exactly what I wanted. And then I can stage this part, and I can say this is a new command. Also new command. This is a new variable. New command. New command. New commands for screenshots and clips. Okay, that's submit record done. Repositories. Subed should also be on this list. Do I not have a subed? I'm supposed to have a subed thing. Oh, it's because it's not a Magic repository. So I need to add this to directly myself. List repositories. It's because it's somewhere else. List. What happened to my... Okay, why do I still have debug on quit? And what did I just do that was weird? Okay, that's still good. That's where I want to be. Okay, so I'm here. What I want to do is I want to do a with eval after load here. And I want to add to list of the Magic repository. What is it called? Magic repo dir. Yeah. Because the subed files are a little bit lower in the... Okay. So now if I list the repositories, oh, it's actually a cons, of course. Okay, let's use edit list. Edit list edits that, and lets me get rid of just the entry that I didn't want. There you go. List repositories should now list subed. Perfect. Here we are. I have a lot of things I've been like holding on to. And okay. I don't have any tests for them yet, but let's see, how do I start to do this? That one's fairly straightforward. I can stage that and call the prepost function. New hook, new function, preprocess subtitles for aligning. This lets you remove speaker tags. Subed align, preprocess subtitles before aligning. Oh, let's add that to the news.org while I'm here, so I remember. Oh. What did I call it? A snippet. Oh, dash news. You can pre-press subed align process functions. By default, speaker text is removed. So anything that isn't said or anything that needs to be spelled out, like control or whatever, can be handled by that hook. What did I do here? Oh yeah, I wanted to say what should you do if it's not found? Like for example, it's helpful to be able to say I want to go to the subtitle after it. Oh, we should make sure that the tests all still work. Okay, the tests still work, that's good. After a specified time. Now it takes an optional argument, specifies what to do when there is no subtitle at M6. That's the same one. probably a way I can say, yeah, these are all the same. Okay, comments as chapters. You can now filter section comments them as chapters. New hook. Variable. Run subed. Section comments as chapters functions before returning the chapter list. Praveen says hello. Hello to you also, Praveen. Okay, so that allows us to remove all the subhead directives. I have about 8 minutes before I got so much stuff done today. Oh yeah, this is the wrapping part. Simple wrapping. Subtitle. Line wrapping. It's on fill column. Praveen says, I read your blogs all the time. They're really nice and helpful for beginner Emacs. I'm waiting for your stream with Pikal and Prot later on. That is next Thursday. I'm looking forward to it too. Especially since I'm getting, I'm getting the hang of this transcript workflow for 2 speakers. It'll be great to see what happens with 3 speakers. It'll be fun. Okay, so which is part of the reason why I'm putting more work into the transcript processing stuff with subed for editing subtitles, because I want to turn all these conversations into stuff that we can read afterwards. Okay, is that speaker related stuff? Okay, new command. Probably I should use this subhead jump this previous speaker and subhead jump to next speaker. It's fine. Remove subhead copy speaker tag after splitting from the default value. New commands for working with speakers. And then this clock time stuff. Okay, what do we have here? New function. Yeah, so now you can say that this file starts at a certain time. Or you can say that this particular subtitle starts at a certain time. On the like in terms of wall clock time. And you can jump to specific things Oh, this stuff actually. Some stuff here that should be unstaged, this part. Sorry. I only want to stage this part over here. Work with clock time. Sometimes it's easier to think about, sometimes you can now translate clock time example. What's a good ISO date? I should make my ISO date function date to ISO US UTC. This one over here. Interactive. It's like the list or read date, nil, with time, to time, nil, time, and then I can say I called. What? I have a snippet for this. I need to get that. Yeah, it says called interactively p. Let result. This is the result. I want to kill new the result. I want to message as the result. I do this so often. I really should make that the macro for it. And then I need to return the result. Okay, here's the yes snippet we're going to make. Visit snippet file. Interactive, called interactively. Yeah. Okay. So if I say Sasha date, then I can say, oh, it didn't like that because it needs to be inside the let. Let's try that again. Into subtitle offsets and vice versa. For example, if your video starts at 14 o'clock, oh, this is actually 18, use offset. You can then use or this. You can set the start time based on the beginning of a subtitle, if that's when your references. Praveen says, I'm also a fan of Pika. He did good beginner-friendly Emacs stuff. Yeah, it's great that people are working on these things. Oh, and it's lunchtime for me. Well, lunchtime for the kiddos. So bye. Thank you for hanging out.